Hi guys, so in today's video I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial on this fall makeup look. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you stay updated on all my future videos, and I will also be linking all my products and makeup brushes in my description box below. So yeah. Okay, so I zoomed y'all in and I'm first going to prime my eyelids. So I used the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. If you prefer an eyeshadow primer, you can go ahead and use that. And I'm going to be using my Real Technique sponge to blend out the concealer. Next, I'm going to set my concealer with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose finishing powder. And I'm just going to use my sponge to set it. I'm going to be starting with my James Charles eyeshadow palette. So I'm first going to be going into this shade right here, off the excess. And the brush that I'm using, oh, I just spilled everything, is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH36 brush. This looks like that. I'm just going to go in my crease. So I just very lightly blend this into my crease and build up the color. You want to make sure that this shade is really pigmented. And don't worry about it being super perfect and clean because we're going to be cutting the crease anyways. The next shade I'm going to be dipping into is this shade right here. And I'm taking that same brush. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of this just because I want to deepen the orange and add a little bit of red. If you prefer a more bright orange, you can totally skip this step. It's just a personal preference. I'm just going to lightly add this shade. So I'm going to take my Morphe E27 blending brush. I'm just going to use that to blend out the edges just very lightly. Just make sure everything is all blended out. So now I'm going to be going in with my Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm going to be going in to this shade right here. So I'm using the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH33 brush. I'm going to make sure to tap the brush off. I'm just going to pack it on very lightly and blend it. So I'm going to be lightly blending into my crease, but not a whole lot. Okay, so now I'm going to be doing a half cut crease. So I'm going to be taking my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. And I'm going to put some on the back of my hand. I'm taking my e.l.f. concealer brush. You can use any kind of concealer brush. With cut creases, it honestly depends on your eye shape, because me personally, I have hooded eyes, so I like to go a little bit above my crease. Some people like to go right at their crease, so this is something you just have to play around with and just see what works best with your eye shape. But the technique that I'm doing is what works best for my eye shape. I'm going to take my concealer and I just go very slowly and just draw a line. And I just stop halfway like that, and I'm going to take off the excess concealer on my brush, and I'm going to slowly just kind of blend out the little edges. So after that, I'm going to be taking that brown shade again, and I'm going to slowly blend it into that concealer to blend those shades together so it's not so harsh. So I used the two glitters for this eye look. I just mixed them together. So I used the NYX Glitter Goals liquid eyeshadow in Industrial Beam. Then I used the Revlon Photo Ready Eye Art and then Topaz Twinkle. What this one looks like. This is so pretty if you want to do a cut crease and put the glitter just in your crease. It has the perfect brush for it, and it's such a pretty color. If you don't want to mix glitters, you totally don't have to. I do recommend using a liquid eyeshadow for this though. It makes a huge difference. It just makes it pop more, and in my opinion, it just looks a lot better. So I just take that much from each one, and I'm going to mix it. And I'll keep adding more of one to get like the shade that I really want. So I'm using this Morphe brush. It came in a set, but just any flat brush that's little, it looks like that. Any brush will work. You can even use your finger if you want. But I'm going to take that glitter. I'm going to just pack it on. And I'm going to follow the crease and just fill it in with that glitter. So I'm going to be applying false eyelashes. If you do not want to apply any, you do not have to. I personally like to apply them when I do more dramatic looks, but I'm using the Ardell Naked Lashes in 424. So now I'm going to curl my lashes just so my lashes blend in with the false ones. And now I'm going to put some eyelash glue. My trick to applying false eyelashes, I like to apply the eyelash glue as eyeliner. I find it helps so much more. Duo dark eyelash glue. Sometimes I'll wing out the eyelash glue to make it look like eyeliner. I'll put some eyelash glue on the lash itself so it has that double hold to it. And I'm just gonna wait for the eyelash glue to get tacky, and then I'm going to apply it. I use tweezers to apply mine. I used to apply my eyelashes just with my hands. Okay, so now I'm just going to pop on my eyelashes. And it's that easy. And if you want more information on how to apply eyelashes, I made a tutorial going in depth how I apply them, but I wish I knew this when I had to apply eyelashes for dance, because I would spend like an hour trying to apply eyelashes. Wish I knew this trick, but this trick makes a world of a difference. So I already moisturized my face. I used the Glam Glow moisturizer. Another moisturizer that I really love is the Bliss Rose Gold one. You can get it at Ulta. It's a really good moisturizer. But I'm going to go in and prime. I use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This is the best primer you will use, and it's drugstore. That's what it looks like. Apply it. I kind of press it and rub it into my skin to fill up my pores all over my face. And I'm just going to use my Real Technique sponge to blend that out. So next I'm going to be going in with my favorite foundation. This is the best foundation you will ever use. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Up to 24 Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. So I'm going to dot that all over my face. And I'm going to go in with my Real Technique sponge and blend it. So next I'm going to be going in with my concealer. I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I'm in the shade Snow. This is also the best concealer ever. I just put it under my eyes, on my nose, on my forehead, my chin. And I also like to put it right here. I feel like it sculpts out my cheekbones. It probably doesn't, but I feel like it does. And here I'm going to carefully put it so it makes a sharp line by my eyeshadow. Now I'm going to be setting my face and my concealer, so I'm going to be going in with my Maybelline Fit Me Loose finishing powder. I'm just going to dip it on the other side of my Real Technique sponge, and I'm just going to set under my under eyes and blend it out. I have to set my chin, my forehead, and then I'm going to be now you could use the same powder and set your entire face, but I'm going to be using my Anastasia setting powder, a big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to set my face and brush away the powder underneath my eyes. Now I'm going to contour. I'm using my Tarte Pro Glow palette. I'm going to be going into that contour shade. Just contour my cheekbones. I'm taking it on a fan brush, but you can take it on a more smaller brush if you want. This is just what I prefer. And my forehead. And then I'm going to go in with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm going to put that on my cheeks and my forehead. Something I like to do is get my setting powder, and I like to go across like this, so it gives a really clean cut look to your contour and bronzer. And I just like to clean it up like that, and I'll keep that there for a minute. I'm going to be going in with my Milani blush. It's in the shade Tea Rose. I'm just going to put that on my cheeks. I'm going to be using this Laura Geller Baked Blush and Brighten, and I always put this on top of my blush. Now I'm going to be going in with my Anastasia Glow Kit, and I'm just going to be putting that on my cheeks. And I'm going to put a little bit right here and here. And now I'm going to brush away that setting powder, and it just gives it a more clean cut look, which I love. So I'm going to be going back into that James Charles palette. I'm going to be using this smudge brush, and I'm going to be going back in with that orange shade right here that we used in our crease, and I'm going to be just going underneath my eye all the way. I'm going to be taking the shade next to that right there, and I'm going to be putting that just on the outer. And if you want to add the brown shade, you can do that, but I'm just going to stop there and do that. I'm going to brush out my eyebrows. I'm just going to comb it out like that. If I had a brow gel, I would just use a brow gel and be done with it, but I don't, and I feel like my brows just need a little bit something since this is such a glam look. So I have this brow bar little kit right here. I'm going to be applying just a little bit to my eyebrows, just to give it a little something. I forgot to apply mascara, so I used the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara, and I always use waterproof, and I just use this to connect my real lashes to the false ones. And I'll apply that to my lower lashes. I'm using my Ofra highlighter. I'm using this shade right there. And I'm just getting a pencil brush and I'm going to be putting that in my inner corner. And I'm also going to put this shade on my brow bone. And I'm also going to put this on my nose. So for my lips, I'm going to be going in with ColourPop Lippy Stick in Cookie. I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit High Shine Lipstick in Caught You Bare Naked. And I'm going to put that over this just to lighten it up. Alright, so this is the completed look. I hope you all enjoyed this week's video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video next week. Bye!